Hello, and welcome to this session. In this session, we're going to focus on the topic of Line and learning the essentials to marketing on the Line messaging platform. Today's session, I'm going to introduce the Line messaging platform, all the different ways that a brand can advertise online. What we're going to cover in this course will be the following. First, I want to help you understand the mobile revolution that's powering the dominance of messaging apps. Next, I want to help you understand paid push marketing opportunities online. So what's possible with push marketing online? And then next, help you understand how to build up an organic audience online. There's two ways that you can do that. One is through the official account, and then the other one is through what's known as Line Business Connect. All right, so let's get started. Okay, in the first module concept, we're going to help you understand the overall mobile landscape and how it's powering what I call the mobile revolution that's taken place over the last 10 years. It's really the emergence of smartphones that's made this possible, and it's allowed messaging apps like Line and others to really dominate the digital landscape. So let's explore this a little bit further. Okay, first we want to understand the behavior of the mobile user. So mobile connectivity and understanding what that is and the levels of mobile connectivity is important. It's defined as the number of mobile connections in each region compared to the total population. So as you can see in Southeast Asia, that figure is 135%. What that means is that each person in Southeast Asia has an average of 1.3 mobile devices. Okay, you may have your one smartphone, another smartphone, a tablet, etc. So it's one of the highest, so Southeast Asia is one of the highest in the world. Next, I want to take a look at how much time people are spending each day on their mobile phone. So this is measured by the total number of hours. And as you can see here, Thailand's ranked number 2 globally, right behind the Philippines. The average person spends 4 hours and 57 minutes a day on their mobile phone in Thailand. All right. It's unbelievable. And this really sets the stage for any mobile app or mobile service that wants to have a decent chance of success. Thailand's a decent place to do that because people spend so much time online. So with so much of the world connected to the internet via mobile phones, then it's no surprise that messaging apps have really taken over the world by storm over the last, let's say, 10 years. This slide shows what are the most active messenger apps in each country. WhatsApp's the global leader in green there, followed by Facebook Messenger. And then, as you can see here, just a few countries where Line is the leader. That includes Japan, where it started, Taiwan, and Thailand. So this is why Line is such an important platform for us to review in this course, because it's the leader in Thailand. Now I want you to understand the app ecosystem. Right? With so many people on smartphones, Thailand's a great place for apps to be developed for both iPhone as well as smartphones powered by Google's Android device. So when we think about the app ecosystem, we need to place an app in one of two categories. The first is what I call a brand app. And these are apps developed by a brand advertiser. Usually the intention is to build brand or help to fulfill some type of a service. So a great example of this is Singha's entertainment app. They built the app in order to help provide free music to their users, and in turn, they would build their brand. It's a very expensive initiative, but if many people adopt the app, then it's a great way to then communicate with the customers. Maybe send them information about concerts, where they can obviously then go and drink more Singha. That's the idea. Another type of app is what we call a commercial app. This is an app developed by a company with the sole purpose of providing a service to the market where the business is the app itself. So a few examples of this are Eatigo. It's a restaurant booking app. Or Candy Crush, which is an app where you can play the most popular game, Candy Crush. or Line, which is what we're going to cover now, which is a messaging app. So all three of these apps are what I call in the commercial app category, because their main business is the app itself. All right, so with so many apps in the market, to be honest, it's become harder for any one app to break through and have success. In fact, people only spend time in about 10 apps every day. An iPhone user has slightly more apps than Android, typically because they have more memory in an iPhone. But in general, people are looking to minimize the number of apps because it takes up memory, right? And that becomes an issue. So this is why the emergence of super apps like WeChat in China are becoming so powerful. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to share with you the case in China, what's happening there with their messaging app, again, known as WeChat. They built an open source app. It allows other apps or services to develop and integrate inside their app. And this is important because I want you to understand how and what is possible for Line as they, plan their future and what Line strategy will be in Thailand. A lot of this they can follow from WeChat in China. So really great video, and let's take a quick look.
If you're sitting in the United States or Europe right now, you've probably never used a Chinese app. But the reality is, if you want to know how the internet will develop, China, the land once known for its cheap ripoffs, has actually become a guide to the future. The internet is the internet. But for China, the internet is more like an intranet. It's largely walled off from the Western world by this incredibly complex system of filters and blocks that we call the Great Firewall. And basically, the Great Firewall blocks any foreign site the Communist Party doesn't think it can control. So that means there is no Facebook, no Twitter, no Google. Instead, what filled the internet vacuum was a generation of Chinese copycats that have grown into huge companies. So for Google, you had Baidu. For YouTube, you had Youku. For Twitter, you had Sina Weibo, and the list goes on and on. It's almost as if the Chinese internet is a lagoon as an aside to the greater ocean of the internet. And in that lagoon, there are these swamp monster apps that bear some resemblance to the creatures in the ocean, but are mutated in some ways because they evolved in a different kind of environment. But things have started to shift in the sense that before, no one outside of the lagoon really cared about the swamp monsters. But now, all of a sudden, some of the features they've developed are so amazing that Western apps are trying to copy them. And the greatest example of this is WeChat. WeChat is an example of, for lack of a better word, a super app. It's a Swiss Army knife that basically does everything for you. It's your WhatsApp, Facebook, Skype, and Uber. It's your Amazon, Instagram, Venmo, and Tinder. But it's other things we don't even have apps for. There are hospitals that have built out whole appointment booking systems. There are investment services. There are even heat maps that show how crowded a place is, be it your favorite shopping mall or a popular tourist site. The list of services goes on basically forever. But it's not the variety of things you can do on WeChat that makes it so powerful. It's the fact that they're all in one app. So why does that matter? Hypothetically, imagine you're sitting at home and one day you notice your corgi is dirty. You open WeChat, hit a few buttons, and a few hours later a man shows up at your door with some shampoo and a big vacuum. Your dog gets cleaned and he looks great. You take a photo, you share it with your friends, and tag the dog cleaning business. You haven't left the app. Your friend who likes Hello Kitty and works a boring office job is slacking off at work and looking at WeChat. She sees the photo of your clean corgi. She decides she wants her poodle cleaned. She clicks the tag on your photo and orders the same service. Within seconds, the man with the big vacuum is on his way to her house. She pays him, and he's happy because he got paid instantly on WeChat. She starts chatting with you to thank you. Neither of you have left the app. While chatting, she tells you about a new hip noodle joint. She says, you have to come. It's a schlep, but you accept. She orders food while still at her desk. You order a taxi. She pays for the food. On the way to her house, the man with the big vacuum invests the money he earned from both of you into a wealth management product that's probably a little too risky. Neither of you nor the man with the big vacuum have left the app. Both of you arrive and the app tells the kitchen you're there. Your WeChat profile photo pops up on the wall. It's an old photo from the year you had that weird part in your hair. Of course she makes a comment. Your food is served. You notice your meat is a bit overcooked, so you snap a photo and post a disparaging restaurant review. You're already on your phone and you remember you still owe your friend money because she paid. You transfer her money. Neither of you, the man with the big vacuum, nor the restaurant have left the app. At the restaurant, there are no menus, there are no waiters, there is no cashier. There is only WeChat. By rolling so many functions into one single app, it's altered the concept of virality. It's no longer just videos or images or tweets that can go viral. It's a dog washer, noodles, all sorts of companies and products that get the push of a social network. Here in China, that network is 700 million people. Sounds great, right? Well, it is, but using a single app to find a date, schedule an oil change, or notarize a document also enables WeChat to collect a staggering volume of personal data. They know what you talk about, who you talk about it with, what you read, where you go, why you're going there, who's there, how you spend money when you're online, how you spend money when you're offline. The list goes on indefinitely. For advertisers, this is a miracle. It's the combined data of Facebook, Amazon, Google, and PayPal, all in one place. The problem is, all of the data is information Chinese companies are forced to share with the Chinese government, which has a long record of human rights violations and isn't exactly shy about stalking its citizens. So if you're not in China, why does this matter? It matters because we're starting to see a number of Western tech companies attempt to replicate super apps like WeChat. For the companies, it's incredibly powerful. And for you and me, it's a convenient and even transformative technology. But of course, it could also be problematic. Concentrating so much data in so few hands could lay the groundwork for an Orwellian world where companies and governments can track every single movement you make.
Okay. Very, very interesting. And this is really telling of what's going to happen next with Line. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this module. Now it's time for you guys to just complete this short activity. So here I wanted to give you an introduction to the landscape, the mobile revolution, what's taken place over the last 10 years. And now I need to just test your critical thinking. So please fill in, or please download the assignment and answer these questions. And and remember to upload it back into Blackboard for the weekly tutorial. All right, thanks so much. Now, before the next module concept, I want to give you a quick introduction to Line in Thailand and the history of Line more in general. Line entered the Thai market in around the year 2013, and today they have over 45 million active users in Thailand alone. This makes up about 63% of the country's population. Line's Thai demographic in Thailand is around 59% female, 41% male, and 50% of them live in Bangkok, the rest scattered throughout the countryside. And the average age range, or the largest age range, is 25 to 34 years old, which makes up about 35% of their audience. But because they're so large, they roughly make up the demographic of Thailand. And according to Nielsen, Thais spend about 1/3 of the 216 minutes per day of smartphone usage online. So that makes up about 63 minutes a day they spend online. They send around 57 messages per day and participate in around 2 chat groups, each with an average of 17 members. People usually check their messages when they wake up. So when you think about it, Line throughout the day. Before they get ready to go out, they send, check, respond to messages on their way back to work or school, and constantly check how their significant others are doing throughout the day. Then in the evening, they send messages in their group chats, asking what time the gang will be arriving home for dinner. At the end of the day, in bed, sending goodnight kisses through cute stickers like like Coney or Brown before they finally go to sleep. So throughout the day, Line is there. But one of the main things that made Line so popular in Thailand were the stickers. Line stickers. It really made the application popular due to friends, characters, which could easily depict what people do. So things like stickers like Moon, Brown, Coney, James, Choco, they're fun. And there's a wide range of emotions that you can portray via the different stickers. So really through the Line stickers, it was a new form of communication that Thais just came to love. That's when it really, really took off. Okay, now we're going to jump in and look at explaining how a brand can communicate and grow their business using the Line advertising platform. So as with Facebook, there's two ways in which a brand can do this. First is what I'm calling paid push marketing. It's very similar to the paid ads that you can buy on Facebook. And Line does this through the ads platform called Line Ads Platform. Very creative. This platform launched just recently, so early 2020. Right? It's really transformed how a brand can work with Line. Right? So this is the first way, paid push marketing. The second, it's the way that Line really became a company through their Line business pages. So a company can set up a business page, attract those customers, or attract customers to follow their page. Then they have the ability to send messages to them. And Line really offers two programs to do this. One is called the Line Official Account, and the other is Line Business Connect. We'll explore both of those in the coming modules. All right, so let's get into it. First, we'll look at paid push marketing. So in this module concept, we're really going to look at how you can, connect with consumers via the Line advertising platform. So again, paid push marketing opportunities. As mentioned earlier, Line created their Line Ads platform in early 2020. And for years, Line only had one way of communicating with their audience, which was through the organic official account program. And we'll show that in the next module. So I personally was so excited when Line finally launched their Line advertising platform, or LAP. The LAP allows advertisers to now send push communication messages to people beyond just the pages that they follow. All right. So let's review the different properties within Line where you can connect via the paid push marketing. The first is the chat list. All right, this is the most powerful in my opinion because it's where people spend most of their time. When a user goes into the chat list to find friends to chat with, Line created this ad unit, which you can see there, at the very top of the chat list. Very prominent. So on a monthly basis, there's around 45 million users you have the potential to reach via this ad unit. Very powerful. The next property is called the timeline. It's similar to Facebook newsfeed. Users can go to their timeline, see what their friends are up to. Right? It's also a great place to promote your website or your Line page. And on a monthly basis, there's around 38 million visitors that come to this section. The next property after that is Line's news section, which is known as Line Today. What Line does is they've worked with leading news providers in Thailand to bring the most relevant and up-to-date breaking news articles. Over 36 million people a month visit this property. And there's various ad units that they sell throughout this property embedded within the page. And this is an example of one of them, which you can see here. The next is Line TV. Now, unfortunately, Line doesn't post the number of monthly active users on the Line TV app, but in my experience, it's around 8 million. And Line, what they did is they work with a lot of publishers initially, such as TV3, WorkPoint, Grammy, etc. That's how they got started. But they also now produce their own original content. They've developed several ad units, not surprisingly, pre-roll ad unit, which is similar to YouTube, in-stream ads, and banner ads. All right, you can see one of the ads here within Line TV. Okay, this is one of the banner ads. And last but not least is Line Wallet. And this is where Line has placed all of their payment tools. It's also where you have access to promotions and coupons. So Thais love a deal. It's a great place to put your promotions and also allow people to click through to your website where they can actually see the promotion. So Line Wallet. All right, so those are the properties. And now we're going to take a look at the LAP, or how LAP, Line Advertising Platform, has structured their ad platform. It's very similar to Facebook or Google, you may notice. Okay, and they have the following structure. So the top, the highest level, again, you have the campaign. This is where you set your objectives, define the time frame, and set your budget. Very similar to Facebook. The next is the ad group level. This is where you choose your targeting options and also define your bidding strategy. And the last level is the ad unit, or the creative. This is where you upload your ad. It can either be an image ad, video ad, or carousel, and I'll show you more shortly. Right? So once you've done all that, then you're ready to launch your campaign. Very, very similar to Facebook and Google. So let's go through one by one. The first step, again, the campaign level, is to choose your objective. So just like Facebook or Google, they provide you with a wide range of objectives. Let's review them one by one. So website visits, right? If you want to send people or relative traffic to your website, you choose this objective. The next, website conversions, right? Choose this if you want people to click through to your website and then perform a purchase or fill in a form. To do this, however, you have to make sure you install the Line tag, which I'll show you shortly. Next objective is app installs, right? So people will click on these ads and they'll lead you through to the Apple's App Store or the Android Play Store, where they can then just download your app. Once someone's downloaded your app, now you want to engage with them. So they have something called the app engagement objective. This allows you to, ask people who have already installed your app now to go make a purchase or take some type of action within your app. So on your Line page, you may also want to build up friends or followers. So they have this as an objective. And I'll show you in the next section, how to set up your Line business account. But, once you've done that, then you want to build up followers. So Line allows you to run ads that will invite users to come and like your page. And the next one is essentially the dynamic product ad sales. So this is more for e-commerce. Companies that have built up, companies that have had people already visit their website, you can then retarget them with the exact product that they're looking at. To do this, however, you have to upload all the products, your product catalog, into Line, similar to how you do it on Facebook or Google. All right, it's a big effort, but it's worth it, particularly if you have a large e-commerce product mix or product catalog. If you do it correctly, it can be worth it. The next one is then reach and frequency objective. And this is, again, designed for branding. Just like a Facebook, it allows you to set total reach, total number of times that you want your ad to be played to a specific user. So reach and frequency. And last but not least, the video views objective. So this allows you to optimize towards video views. The algorithm will find users who are more likely to view your video fully. All right, so you can only set up one objective at a time per campaign, just like Facebook. And you'll have to set up various campaigns depending on various objectives. So if you have different objectives, you got to do multiple campaigns. Once this is done, now you're ready to set up your audience targeting. And let's look at that on the next slide. All right? So the next step in the process is now to define your targeting. So again, just like Facebook, they allow you to define a wide range of targets. Let's go through one by one. So first here, you can define your core demographic. So age, gender, the device that you want to target, For the device, we recommend to play across all devices in the beginning and see what works best. The next step is then to define your target location. You can set a pin, okay, with a radius. Their radius goes down to 5 square kilometers. So not quite as precise as Facebook, which gets you down to 2 kilometers, but not bad. Then a line allows you to retarget your current customers. So similar to custom audience in Facebook. This includes, many different current databases that you may have. So maybe your website visitors, your app visitors, your database of phone numbers and emails you can upload into Line, your Line followers, or people that have viewed your ad in the past. Right? So these are all different current customer databases that you can use to retarget. And lastly, now you want to get new customers. You can target based on interests. So Line has a wide range of interest targeting, including education, games, sports, fashion, and hundreds more. You can see here a short list, but there's a lot more beyond this. All right, so just like all the other platforms, it's best to set up various target audiences under one campaign. You can set up unlimited ad groups per campaign. So take advantage of this to test the different audience groups and really see what works the best, right? So that's the targeting at the ad group level. After you've done that, set up your ad group. Now you're ready to upload your creatives or the ad units. Line allows for 3 different ad units. The first is static image. This is the most common ad unit, as many companies have a catalog of images already. So make sure that the image is high quality. It'll help capture their attention. You can also run video ads. Again, a great way to communicate the value of your product or service. People love to watch videos. So please note, however, that the video has to be clicked on to activate it. And then the sound will turn on. And the last is carousel. So this is designed for companies that have multiple products or services that you want to showcase within one ad unit. All right, you can scroll and see various images within the carousel ad unit. All right, then the next step is to define the method that you want to purchase your ads. So Line provides you with 2 options, either auto bidding or manual. We recommend to start with auto bidding and let the system learn. You can ask the system to optimize towards either impressions, clicks, or conversions. They have one feature which allows you to control the maximum amount that you're willing to pay. So really, I suggest you start with the auto bidding and let the system learn. The last thing you need to know to be successful in your campaign is really the first action that you need to take, and that's the process of setting up your tagging. So by placing the Line tag on your website, it allows you to properly track, measure, and optimize your campaign. It's also fundamental if you want to retarget. So you can't retarget unless you put the ad tag onto your website. Right? So just like Facebook and Google, put the Line tag. So in closing out this module, I wanted to share with you our experience and our view around the Line advertising platform. I've run many campaigns over the last 6 months, and I've got 4 main takeaways that I want to share with you. First off, the Line algorithm, it's still not nearly as good as Facebook or Google. It's just started, right? So it needs time for Line to perfect it, right? The other thing is that Line has a lot less customer data points for the interest targeting as compared to Google or Facebook. So another reason why their algorithm isn't quite as good. Also, the Line advertising platform, in my opinion, works well for branding or really reaching a mass audience. Okay, but for niche audiences like B2B or even niche B2C audiences, it's just not as strong as Facebook or Google. What I do recommend, however, is that you use LAP for retargeting, okay? As that would already have high intent customers. So someone that comes to your website, they've already shown interest in your product or service, and then you want to remarket to them until they purchase. So it's great for retargeting. And that's really, where I recommend that you start. All right, so those are our 4 main takeaways from what we've learned over the last 6 months since this platform is launched. And that brings us to the end of this module. So again, I want you to complete this short activity. I'd like you to answer these questions, really just to test your critical thinking. Download it from Blackboard. Please fill it in on the PowerPoint and upload it. All right? So we'll review it in this week's weekly tutorial. Good luck. Thanks. All right, let's get started now in the next module concept. In this module, I'm going to help you understand how to build and utilize an organic audience using what's known as the Line official account. Let's get into it. In order to start to build your organic audience online, I first want you to understand that you need to set up a business account. In the past, there were 3 types of business accounts, which I'm going to take you through now. The first was known as Line @ This was designed originally for small and medium enterprises, SMEs. The cost per month is very low, and you're allowed to have up to 300,000 followers. You're also allowed to send unlimited messages to these followers at no additional cost. But it's important to note that Line discontinued this type of business account. Around the end of 2019, they discontinued this. They migrated all of the Line @ accounts to Line official account. That's the next one. So the Line official account was originally designed for larger companies. It allows for unlimited followers, and they charge a flat fee per month to blast out to these followers. The cost to blast out was around 200,000 baht a month for 7 broadcast messages. So around 20,000 baht per blast. The problem with this model is that the brands didn't know anything about their followers. And there was no ability to segment the users and send customized messages. So this is when they created what's known as Line Business Connect. All right, that's the next one. So Line Business Connect was created in around the year 2016. And it was the first time that Line allowed brands to collect data about their followers, segment them, and then send personalized messages. Today, just so you know, Line only offers one program for all types of companies, and that's known as what I call Line OA/BC, all right? I'll take you through first the Line OA part of the program, and then we'll review BC, all right? So let's go through Line OA first. Okay, so as I explained on the previous slide, Line official account is what all types of companies can sign up for today. Large brands like the pizza company or smaller brands like Mezzo Coffee, as you can see here, both of them would sign up for the same program. And what are the core aspects of this account? Let's go through it. So first, the company will appear to have a profile that looks just like the profile of an individual user. So it's a business page. All right, so Line allows you to set up a business page, and then you can use all the features to engage with the followers, right? So this includes an official homepage where the brand can put their logo, photos, a short explanation of the brand, etc. You also have the ability to have unlimited followers. And most importantly, you have the ability to send those followers a message inside of the chat function, right? So what's known as a broadcast message. However, the main challenge that brands face when they first sign up for an official account is that they don't have any followers. This is why Line created the concept of sponsored stickers, right? So we all know that Thais love their emojis and their animated stickers. So Line does provide some out-of-the-box free stickers, but it's limited. So they let brands create their own stickers or sponsored stickers that are in what's called the sticker marketplace. So let's look how a brand can add users using this, right? So first you come here inside of the home section, right? You'll see that there's a recommended stickers for you. You basically click on that. Then you come to this sticker shop. Here you can see that there's various stickers under the free section that are sponsored. So Unilever, and in this case, TQM Insurance Broker. So then if you click on that, you then come to this sticker set and you can view the details, right? And then you click there and it brings you through to this opt-in allow, okay? And basically what you're allowing them to do is you to follow their page, right? So you get access to the sticker in exchange for following their page. It's that easy. So once a user signs up for the official account, then you have the ability to communicate with them. So this is how originally Line allows you to build up your followers. Once you've added a user to your page, people are following your page, then a brand has the ability to do all of these great things. So we're going to review them, what I see as the key features or the main features of a Line official account in the next few slides. But these are all the things that you can do. All right, so one of the cool features that I believe is really the most powerful is their ability to have what's called as a rich menu. So Line created this tool to act like a web menu or an app menu. It's really their attempt to give features that will convert the chat window into like a mini website or mini app. They can pull in all various forms of content so that users don't have to leave Line, right? Just like WeChat. So this is a good example of a company, SC Asset, how they use the rich menu bar. And let's look. So again, this is the rich menu right there. It has 4 links. You can design more, up to 6 links. But the bottom 4 images each link out to an individual property that they want to promote. Right? You can see there. So if you click on here, it takes you to here, here, it takes you to here, click here, it takes you to there. Right? And when you click on that, it brings the page in. You don't leave Line. That's the main point. Right? So that's rich menu. The next feature is around messaging. So Line gives a brand several ways in which they can communicate with their Line followers. The most popular is a rich message. And here are some examples. Let's go. So first you got KFC. They've got a nice image here with 2 calls to action, which you can see here at the bottom. Right? One is to either call them. So you click that, you'll be able to call. Right? Or you can click the second one that will bring you to their e-commerce website. Again, the site will be pulled right into Line. Here's an example from McDonald's. And what they did here is they included an image with a promotion. You also have the ability to include text. You can see that down here. And when you click on that, it basically leads right to a promo. It's a buy one, get one deal. And in this last example from the pizza company, they basically put a video or animated GIF or a full-length video. So Line allows you to also put rich media like that inside there, either a GIF or a video. So the rich messages really are a great way for a brand to communicate with their followers about promotions you have, new products or services. So once they follow you, if they don't block you, then you can send messages like this. Very powerful. Line also allows a brand to take their push messages one step beyond just the push notification, right? Because the rich message comes inside the chat window, it also allows for 2-way communication where a user can reply back. All right, this makes the communication very interactive. And let's look. So here, in this message here, they give the user the ability to vote, give your opinion, right, by typing a reply into the chat browser. So in this example, they're asking them to either type the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. And depending on what you type, you see the person typed 1 here, then it'll reply automatically with a image based on what you typed. So number 1 would be image 1. Number 2 would be image 2. So it's a really powerful tool that'll automate the engagement. There's no human interaction required once you set it up. All the communication is set up one time, and then you can just launch your campaign. Another cool feature is the ability to create coupons or special promotions. Let's take you through this example from Mr. Donut. So Mr. Donut here, they did a text push message, describes the promotion, then asks the user to view the promotion. And when you click view the promotion, then it brings the promotion right inside the chat window with the image of the coupon or a barcode. And the barcode will then, you can take that right into the store at any Mr. Donuts, and then you can redeem. Right? So that was the journey that they did here. Very, very easy. All right, now I want to introduce you to the costing, sort of how Line official accounts originally were costed. The first thing we will highlight is the cost of the sponsored stickers. They still allow you to sponsor stickers, so if you want to recruit users to join your account, you can do that through sponsor stickers. Now, it's quite expensive, right? The rough cost for a sponsored sticker for 1 month is 2.5 million baht. So you'll be featured inside that sticker marketplace for 1 month. They'll charge you anywhere from 2.5 million baht to 3 million baht. For this level of cost, you're roughly going to get around 2 to 3 million followers. Now, there's several problems with this, and I want to take you through it, in my opinion. The first is the cost. It's very expensive. Almost 1 baht per follower. This may not seem too bad. However, Line doesn't give you any information about the users, right? Also, the followers may not even be your customers, but rather maybe they're just people that wanted the free sticker. And so the intention there is not very strong. And lastly, once you get the stickers, on average about 50% of the users will download the stickers and then just block you. So then you can't even send them a message. So because of these underlying problems with this model, Line created the Line Business Connect program, and I'll feature that on in the next module. But I want to just let you know the issues around this model of recruiting followers. The other piece to the costing model is then the cost to send messages. Again, in the past, I explained how Line would charge brands just a fixed fee to blast to all of your followers. So if you had around, and I said it's around 20,000 baht per blast, and you could send it regardless of how many followers you had. So that was the model they used to have. But then in the end of 2019, Line changed the model as follows, and let me show you. So what you do is now very low cost, between 500 baht to 1,500 baht a month. You just pay a fixed fee. That's one element. So not expensive. So it's for small companies as well as large companies. With that fee, then you get the ability to then send out messages. So you can send out either up to 10,000 messages a month. So if you have 10,000 followers, you could send all of them a message one time. Beyond that, though, then they charge you 0.1 baht per user reach. So 0.1 baht per direct message sent. So if you have 2 million unblocked followers, the cost would be 2 million baht times 0.1 baht, which would be 200,000 baht. Very expensive. Right? So the new pricing model makes it much more expensive if you have many followers. So Line has done this on purpose, and they have a strategy behind it, and I want you to think about that. Why are they doing this? Why are they making it so much more expensive? And we'll discuss that more in the next module. All right, so this brings us to the end of this module, and now I want you to complete this short activity. So please answer these questions, download it, then upload it back into Blackboard. All right, thanks so much. Best of luck. All right, now we're going to get started with the last module. And in this module, we're going to help you understand how to build and utilize an organic audience, but with Line Business Connect. Let's get started. I just want to start by explaining the difference again between Line OA, official account, and Line BC, Line Business Connect. In the last module on Line OA, we learned that there's only one way in which we can communicate to the followers, and this is via something known as the mass broadcast message, meaning that we cannot segment the customers and send different customers different messages. Line realizes that this is not ideal, as other platforms like Facebook allow you to segment your followers and then create different audience groups. So, Line created Line Business Connect. And with Line Business Connect, Line allows the brand to collect additional information about the user, and in particular, the Line user ID. In fact, once the user opts into the Line BC program, Line will pass you the following information: the display image, the display name, the status message, and the user ID. That's the most important. So let's go through the mechanic. The mechanic in which this is done is via an opt-in registration form. All right, there's an example here. So in this example, we would direct the users to this form. They can click from the rich menu, pulls in this form, and this is where we ask them to provide their name, gender, age, and phone number. Now you can ask them to provide anything, but you need at least the phone number, or what's known as the primary key. So in order to merge the data with your CRM data, we need one common data point about the customer. It's typically an email or the mobile phone. In this example, it's a mobile phone. Once the user submits the registration form, Line will then pass you all the data in that form, plus the user's Line ID. The data is then pushed into the brand's CRM system, where they can identify that this customer, like hamburgers, is from Japan, okay, and has spent $100 in the past. It's just an example. With this information, the advertiser can now send a personalized message only to this one user. So for example, they can say something like, "Hello, Mr. Brown, welcome to Line. We have a special promotion for you, 30% off hamburger." Right? So very, very different than the mass push broadcast. It's personalized one-to-one. Okay, you may have noticed that in this previous slide, we mentioned the word CRM several times. So the key to maximizing Line BC is for brands to have a CRM platform where they can store the customer data, segment the data, and then retarget back onto the Line BC. There's several solutions in the market that you can do this with, and let me just take you through quickly. So the first one is known as Line BCRM. So the Line has built their own CRM platform. However, the cost of this platform is about 1.2 million baht per year, so quite expensive. Another solution in the market is Salesforce. And they have a tool called Salesforce Mobile Group Connect. This allows you to store all your data in one place, segment, and then create messages directly within Salesforce. And there's another solution called AIQ Line Business Connect. This is a platform developed by Audience IQ. Let's explore this in a bit more detail. AIQ Line BC helps brands turn their Line account into a powerful CRM and loyalty platform that can collect, segment, and automate a personalized marketing program. So once the user registers, as I showed you earlier, their data can get pushed into the AIQ Line BC platform. As well, a brand can push in their other data that they have in other databases. In the example of, let's say, Big C, which everyone knows, they have all their loyalty data in one database, their e-commerce and sales data in another database. All of those databases can get pushed in to the AIQ Line BC, where it can then be merged with the Line ID data. So that's why we need that key the key ID, something that can bridge the two databases. Typically, it's going to be a mobile phone or the email. Right, so here's an example of how IIQ Line BC platform looks from the admin backend. An advertiser can see all of their customer data, then they can filter and create different segments, right? So new customers, non-members. This is the tool where they can then filter, create segments, and then send message back. So here's an example of a personalized message that can be sent to the user. As you can see here, we put the user's name and photo directly into the message. So personalization will always help to produce better results. And this is an example of that. In addition, the IQ Line BC platform has the ability to create automated journeys. So for example, the birthday journey. The system will automatically look for all the users who have a birthday each day and automatically send a happy birthday message, personalized with their name. Another feature possible with Line BC. The system can also give coupon codes to users in the same way we did in the Line OA example. However, the main difference is that we can give different offers to each person based on their profile. We can also track if the user redeems the coupon. Very, very valuable. Right, so those are the features of a Line CRM system that's critical. All right, so this brings us to the end of the Line BC module. And I'd like you to please complete this short activity. It also brings us to the end of this session. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, remember to upload the assignment back into Blackboard. And thank you so much. I hope this was a very informative session for you. You learned all about Line, one of the top messaging platforms in Thailand, and all the wonderful things that you can do with it. Khap kun khap, Sawadee khap.